Culinary heavyweight Gordon Ramsay once said, "There's no effing way I eat on planes." Now, he may be known for his colorful way of describing food,
Don't stop and look stupid like some thick cow.
Yes, chef.
but he's onto something here. Airplane food does taste horrible, and here's why. Imagine you're settled into your seat, cruising along at 35,000 feet above the ground. The culinary delights that will soon grace your tray table couldn't come any sooner. When they do, your pupils dilate and your mouth waters. You go for the main course straight away, but as you take your first bite, something feels off. The flavors are muted, the texture's lackluster. What gives? Well, my friend, welcome to the turbulence of airplane cuisine, where taste takes a nosedive faster than D.B. Cooper jumping off a plane. You see, the environment inside an airplane cabin is unlike anything you'll experience on solid ground. It's a dulling combination of low humidity, pressurized air, and temperature fluctuations that can leave even the most delectable dishes falling flat. Let's start with the air itself. Step into an airplane and you're immediately enveloped in a blanket of cool, dry air. While this might be a welcome relief from the sweltering heat outside, it's not exactly a recipe for flavor sensation. Our taste buds thrive in a moist environment where they can fully appreciate the subtle nuances of sweetness, saltiness, sourness, and bitterness. And when the air is as dry as the Sahara, our taste receptors become as parched as a desert wanderer, and we find it hard to pick up on the finer details of the food we are consuming. But wait, it gets worse. As the plane climbs to cruising altitude, the air pressure drops, wreaking havoc on our sense of taste. You see, our taste buds are delicate little sensors, finely tuned to detect the flavors present in our food. But when the pressure drops, the gases in our mouths expand, effectively dulling the sensitivity of our taste receptors. It's like trying to listen to a symphony while wearing earmuffs. You might catch the gist of it, but you're missing out on all the subtle harmonies and nuances that make it truly special. And let's not forget about the temperature. Airplane cabins are notorious for their fluctuating temperatures, which can swing from sweltering to Arctic chill at the drop of a hat. This constant battle between hot and cold confuses our taste buds, which prefer a stable environment to work their magic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll turn your attention now to one of the most infamous aspects of airplane dining, the chilled, prepackaged meals that are reheated to lukewarm mediocrity before being served to hungry passengers. These culinary cavemen, frozen for extended periods before meeting their fate in the airplane's tiny ovens, have garnered a reputation for being about as appetizing as a cardboard sandwich. But what exactly goes into the creation of these in-flight meals, and why do they never fail to leave us wanting more? Well, first let's talk about the journey these meals undergo before they ever reach our tray tables. They start off in a bustling airline catering facility where chefs work tirelessly to prepare thousands of meals each day for hungry travelers. These meals are assembled, packaged, and then promptly whisked away to chill in industrial refrigerators where they await their moment in the spotlight, or rather the airplane's galley. Now here's where things get interesting. While you're busy scrolling through in-flight entertainment options or trying to get comfortable in your cramped seat, your meal is going on a journey of its own. Stored in what can only be described as a culinary purgatory, these prepackaged meals sit patiently in their metal carts, waiting their turn to be reheated to lukewarm perfection. But why the need for chilling, you might ask? Well, it all comes down to food safety. Airline regulations require that all meals be prepared and stored in such a way as to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. This means that even the most delicious dish must endure a stint in the refrigerator before it's deemed fit for consumption. And while this might be good news for our stomachs, it's not exactly a recipe for culinary excellence. You see, the process of chilling and reheating can take a toll on the flavor and texture of our meals. Foods that were once vibrant and fresh can become soggy, rubbery, or downright unappetizing after spending hours or even days languishing in the chill of an airplane's galley. It's like trying to revive a wilted flower with a blast of hot air. It might perk up momentarily, lovely, but it's never quite the same as it once was. And let's not forget about the reheating process itself. Airplane ovens, while certainly functional, are hardly the pinnacle of culinary technology. These compact contraptions must work overtime to evenly heat up meals that have been chilling in their metal containers for goodness knows how long. And while they may succeed in bringing the food up to a safe temperature, they often fall short when it comes to preserving its flavor and texture. Have you ever had a meal on a plane? On a scale of 1 to laboratory, how bad was it? Go ahead and leave that scathing review in the comment section. I'm sure everyone would love to read about it. And when you're done with that, join me as I tell you the key ingredient missing in airplane food. Another reason why airplane food tastes bad is that there's no love in them. They are the culinary equivalent of paint by numbers, where the passion for cooking is often replaced with efficiency and uniformity. In the world of airplane dining, where thousands of meals must be churned out each day to feed hungry travelers, these mass-produced recipes are a dime a dozen. When you're in charge of feeding hundreds, if not thousands of passengers on a daily basis, efficiency becomes paramount. Gone are the days of handcrafted meals prepared with care and attention to detail. Instead, airline caterers rely on large-scale production methods to churn out meals at lightning speed, sacrificing flavor and creativity in the process. Imagine a bustling kitchen filled with rows of chefs meticulously following recipes printed on laminated cards. Each ingredient is carefully measured out, each step executed with robotic precision. There's no room for improvisation or experimentation here. Every dish must follow strict guidelines to ensure consistency and uniformity across the board. But why the need for such rigid adherence to recipes, you might ask? Well, it all comes down to logistics. When you're dealing with thousands of meals being served simultaneously at 35,000 feet, there's no room for error. Each dish must be prepared to exact specifications to ensure that it meets the safety and quality standards set forth by airline regulations. And while this approach certainly has its merits, after all, no one wants to be served a meal that's undercooked or contaminated, it often comes at the expense of flavor and creativity. Mass-produced recipes are designed to appeal to the widest possible audience, which means they tend to be bland and uninspired. Gone are the bold flavors and exotic spices that make dining a true, memorable experience. In their place, we're left with an entire plate of boring, a culinary wasteland where taste takes a back seat to efficiency. It turns out that noise can have a profound effect on our perception of taste, particularly when it comes to sweet foods. Studies have shown that exposure to loud noise can actually dull our sensitivity to sweetness, making sugary treats seem less satisfying than they otherwise would be. But why the need for such auditory interference? Well, it all comes down to how our brains process sensory information. You see, our senses are deeply interconnected, with signals from one sense often influencing our perception of another. When you're exposed to loud noise, our brains prioritize auditory input, effectively dampening our ability to fully appreciate the flavors in our food. The next time you find yourself dining at 30,000 feet, take a moment to appreciate the intricate interplay between our senses. From the sights and sounds of the cabin to the flavors on your plate, every aspect of the in-flight dining experience contributes to the tapestry of sensations that make up your journey. You might just discover a newfound appreciation for the sweet things in life. Hey, if you're still watching, show me a little love by giving the video a like, eh? And please do hit that subscribe button if you enjoy all things food. I won't let you down, I promise. And I'll see you soon.